Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for October 1st. We're looking at the US Japanese yen pair. I'm expecting this pair to move between 106.83 on the high side, on the low side 105.00. Now look for some resistance to come into this market around 106.10 and some support to come in around 105.50 area is what we're looking for. This pair is pretty much just moving sideways. The bias is sideways. We did close down today, but not by very much. I do anticipate this pair continuing to track sideways. Now switching over to the, well, real quick, we did see, we had a trade that we talked about where we had a pretty high percentage going that the market would retrace to this high. If it in fact did that during this previous session that just closed, so that was a successful trade. Now looking at the Euro USD, this pair also, if you noted, did if you did a one-to-one stop to loss or profit to loss ratio, as I did. As you saw in the video yesterday, it did not hit our stop loss, but moved down and did take profit. Basically, took profit at this low, so that was a successful trade as well. Now we do have, I am expecting this pair to move between 142.11 and on the low side 139.29. Look for some possible resistance to come into the market around 140.75, assuming that it even gets that high, and also look for some support around the same area as our range. Now, if the U.S. Senate passes the bailout bill, or whatever you'd like to call it, we could see the U.S. dollar gain in strength and just blow right through down to blow right through this. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were in the 1.3850 area come tomorrow, if they do pass that. Now switching over to the pound US dollar pair, this pair I'm expecting to move between 179.12 and 175.77. Look for some resistance to come into this market around 177.65 and some support to come in around 176.00. I do anticipate this pair moving lower. The bias is to the downside. There are several indications that it will go, that this pair is moving lower at this time. The US Swiss, this particular pair I'm expecting to move between 113.28 on the high side, on the low side 111.11. Look for some resistance to come into the market around 11300 and some support to come in a little bit higher at 112.25. Now, if you recall, this pair also, due to this large up day, it qualified as an overextended bar, and we were looking for it to retrace back to its high. Of course, it did that prior to the close today, so that was another trade that went our way on the overextended trade. So I hope you took note of that, at least tracked it, and maybe next time we'll look at trading it. The percentages are pretty high on it, so it's definitely worth taking the time to look at. Now looking ahead to tomorrow, really didn't have any news announcements out today. The market pretty much tracks sideways for the most part. No real strong action in one direction or the other. I think the world for the most part is just poised, waiting for the U.S. Senate and Congress to figure out what they're going to do, if anything. Now looking ahead though for tomorrow, the pound has their nationwide housing prices for the month of September being released at 2 a.m. That's Eastern time. They also have year-to-date as far as the month though of September, they're looking at a drop from negative 1.9% down to negative 1.7%. As far as year to date, it's dropped a little bit more from negative 10.5% down to negative 12.6%. So a little over a 2% drop there. Now, looking at the Euro USD, the European Central Bank has their rate decision tomorrow, and that's at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. The consensus is that they're going to hold the rate at 4.25%. Now, if for some reason they don't do that, you can definitely you'll definitely see the Euro USD jump around, possibly give you some trading opportunities. So make sure to tune in at that time so you can take advantage of that if there is a move in the rate. That pretty much does it for tomorrow. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.